Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio Stock. Should you buy Nio Stock at $40.12? Where I see Nio Stock headed by the end of the year and early into next year, and why I think right now is a very good idea to be picking up Nio. But before I start the video, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So let's talk about Nio. What has Nio been doing? We can definitely see Nio up 2.18% in its last trading session. Taking a look at the 1 week chart, Nio is still down 4.32% of its value. We definitely had a little bit of a high here, especially from getting its expectations up for, its earnings that were coming up. We see here that we have this big drop here on the earnings date, which I don't understand why it dropped so much. And then we see this little bit of a recovery here. You know what I don't understand why Nio stock actually dropped, because Nio actually did pretty good on their earnings, and they beat Wall Street's expectations. Wall Street expectations basically had it around negative 16 cents a share. They put up a negative 4 cents a share. So, we definitely see that Nio is getting pretty close to profitability. They also exceeded the amount of, sales that, Wall Street had expected. I think they did about $1.2 billion in sales, which is pretty good. We know they sold about, I believe it was around 22,000 units in that first quarter as well. So, looking at the numbers and really seeing how Nio has actually been delivering, I don't understand why it continued to tank on its overall earnings. Maybe it was the guidance and the chip shortage. I know a lot of people are pretty worried about the chip shortage, but I think Nio gave overall pretty good guidance, saying they're still going to be able to put up pretty good numbers and still beat quarter one sales in quarter two as far as revenue in itself. So, I think they're handling the chip shortage pretty well. Some other news with Nio stock as well. We had Bank of America who downgraded the stock from $63 to $60. So not too big of a downgrade. I think they also kind of saw the chip shortage kind of thing is going to play in a short-term effect for a lot of these big-time EV companies. But nonetheless, I still do think that Nio is a very good buy at $40.12, especially after their earnings and seeing how Nio is continuously growing and still, putting up record sales every single month. I don't understand why people are not buying the stock. I think right now, $40.12 is still super cheap for what Nio is going to be over the next couple of years. We know how much plans Nio has for itself. We had the Shanghai Auto Show. We know that Nio in the coming weeks is going to be kind of going a little bit more in depth about its plan expanding into Norway in the next couple of weeks. I believe we're getting that this week, if I'm not mistaken, but they're going to be telling us, their expansion plans, how they plan on expanding. So I'm very excited to see what Nio actually does there for that as well. But seeing this EV company is already trying to expand as quick as possible, it goes to show, that Nio is here to play. Nio is here to be a big-time EV company. Earlier in the month, we also got a pretty good look at their ET7 sedan, kind of an insider look. So that was pretty interesting to see. I believe that one starts production in 2022. So, seeing how Nio is continuously, growing so quickly, but I don't think people are noticing it. We also have Nio signing contracts with, battery charge stations, swap stations all around China as well to start building these things. And if you guys don't know much about Nio, the big EV company based out of China, one of its primary characteristics or, its competitive advantage over a lot of other EV companies is its battery as a service, So if you own a Nio vehicle, you can stop by one of these battery swap stations, swap out the battery in less than 3 minutes, and then continue on your way with a fully charged battery. It's super innovative. Honestly does give Nio a competitive advantage over, its kind of other competitors in China, but also here in the United States, because no other EV company actually does this. But in other news as well, even Kathy Wood's ARK Invest, she basically said as well that Nio is most likely going to be the winner of China. It's a very big kind of statement for Kathy Wood to say. We know Kathy Wood is very bullish on the EV market, and for her to say that Nio is going to be number one, honestly goes to show, that a lot of these big time analysts are noticing that Nio is growing and they're putting up pretty good price targets. If we take a look at the analyst price targets altogether, Nio does have an average analyst cost of about $61.50, which is about a $20 increase from where it's currently sitting at right now. And this just goes to show that even a lot of analysts don't really like Nio. They don't really like Chinese stocks, and they're putting up a pretty high price target for Nio. I can guarantee if Nio was trading in the States, it'd probably be triple the value it is right now. But nonetheless, I still do think right now is a very good time to be picking up Nio stock. A lot of these big time analysts are seeing the growth. If you take a look at their numbers, they're also speak growth for Nio in itself. We see that Nio is growing every single month. We see that they're putting out more and more deliveries. We see that, their revenues are increasing, their sales are increasing. Everything for Nio is going very, very well, which is why I do think right now is a very good time to be picking up Nio stock at $40. I don't think it's going to be staying in the $40 range very long. I do see kind of basically an upward trend for Nio stock from here on out. I don't think it's going to dip around the $34, $35 level we got earlier in April. Just, it goes to show you, yes, there's a lot of uncertainty right now because of the chip shortage, where it's basically going to be leading a lot of these big time EV companies. But I'm honestly not too worried, because when it came to Nio anyway, Nio is a longer term hold. Imagine where the stock could be in the next 2 to 3 years. If you're thinking down the road, like 2024, 2025, how big the company's actually going to be. You never know. Nio in that point could be here in the United States. I do think that Nio's cars are going to be sold worldwide. There's already rumors that Nio has plans to expand to the United States as well. If Nio does this and does expand to the United States, it is definitely going to be a game changer for Nio as a company. But like I said, there's a lot of big time people out there who are endorsing Nio stock. The government endorses Nio. The Chinese government is backing up Nio as well. So Nio is honestly too big to fail. Even taking a look at the 1 year chart, it's a high growth stock, up 1,115%. Yes, there's a lot of people hesitant to invest in the stock, because we definitely see here, that Nio was trading around $65, $66 a share, earlier this year, and it's kind of taken a pretty big hit. A lot of people want to see the up trickle again right before they hop in, but everybody understands, that right now is the buy the dip opportunity. Especially if you got Nio around the $35, $36, $37 range. I think that was a perfect time to buy the dip on Nio stock. And I still think right now is a very good time to buy the dip on Nio stock, especially because it's trading off its $20 highs for absolutely no reason. Aside from the chip shortage, Nio's been doing a fantastic job of really keeping itself afloat as an EV company, expanding itself, making record sales, and getting more and more endorsements from these big time analysts. So I don't understand why Nio stock fell $20, which goes to show that if there's no really reason for it, I do think that it's going to start to up trickle back up. But my overall price prediction for Nio stock by the end of the year, 100% we're going to be trading around the $60 to $66 range. Maybe not 100%, but you know what I mean. I do think that, it's going to be trading around the $60 to $66 range. $100, some people are saying $100. That's a little bit ambitious. I do think it is possible, just because, like I said, Nio is doing a very good job, but I know that we'll most likely see $100 in 2022. I would not, without a doubt, think that Nio would be trading less than $100 in 2022. But by the end of this year, $66 is probably my minimum. I do think we're going to see Nio trade around the $80 to $90 range by the end of this year. Like I said, that's double the value from where it's sitting at now, but the way things have been looking for Nio and, showing how the company is growing, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Nio stock at $80 to $90 by the end of this year. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Nio stock. Do you guys think Nio stock is a good buy, $40.12? If you guys own Nio stock, how many shares do you guys own, and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know.